Welcome back to our coverage of the Demacia Cup in English. This is, of course, Games in Asia. Once again, I'm Pyrotechnics, and joining me, streaming as well, is Froskarin. Frosk, you ready for game number 2? This has been a good one so far.
I am ready for game number 2. I would love to see this go to game 3 like our last set, though. But again, to emphasize, this is point, set, and match for Energy Pacemaker carries. If they win here, they do move on to the next bracket round in the Demacia Cup, and VGP is out.
I love how you're syncing up with your counterpart here.
I'm trying to slow my words down to do a correct dub for him.
There we go. I'm looking slightly confused about the whole situation.
You were thinking I shouldn't have worn this top today, but getting right into it, we saw a fantastic.
Oh,
wow!
You were commenting it earlier. We're starting the picks and bans real quick, though.
Picks and bans expected to be taken away. Cassidy finally got off of his feet. I wouldn't be surprised to see him shut down here with a ban.
And VG does, of course, have that first ban. That is something that they could spend really, really quickly on. And they're going to actually just opt for the Jax again, denying that to V, but answered back. Energy Pacemaker Carry going to make the choice to get rid of Cassidy.
Definitely, but there is exactly that Annie ban going back at her again. Jax has pretty much been perma-banned every single game, both of these sets, so very afraid of that Jax. Lulu, again, showed up last set of games, every single game. Not going to see her this time around for the second time. Wonder if we'll see Twitch ban, LeBlanc ban. Trying to think of other priority picks. The Kale ban might come out again.
Yeah, Kale might be a choice. I think Twitch won't be as focused as Lucian. I would guess that is, if there's going to be an AD carry ban, that's going to be the one they get rid of this time. Expectations out of these teams. What do you think they're going to run comp-wise? VG, again, they're a team. Their sister team was able to bounce back 2 games. Oh wow, Twitch was banned out. Do you think that this is something that they can pull off as easily as the other one? I mean, Energy Pacemaker Carry seems to be kind of a different style of play than their sisters.
I feel like Vici Gaming, the other sister team, performed much better when they finally got the roam and they got the aggression. I feel like really what happened for VGP was that they weren't aggressive enough. They didn't take enough advantages and they weren't proactive. They were very reactive to Energy Pacemaker carries, which we did talk about. Booping, he's a very proactive jungler. When he's not, his reactive skills aren't necessarily on the highest par. That Nidalee ban coming through again for Tong. I feel like what they need to do is they need to pick really aggressive, really early power picks and just make power plays early to force Energy Pacemaker Carry to respond to them and to pick up on Booping's weaknesses.
And now Braum's still on the table, although last time Kill You Rocked it didn't quite plan out exactly as they wanted. Lucian also available, and that ought to be the hotly contested AD carry being in the top tier. And the one remaining, as Twitch, of course, was banned out. Looks like they will go for that Braum pickup, though.
They had decent success from Braum, turned around quite a few fights. Oh, but a last second
never mind.
Kha'Zix switch.
Yeah, swapping it over to Chi-Chi, and did not, frankly, expect the jungler to be picked up so soon. And that's going to get answered by a Braum pick on Energy Pacemaker this time. See if they go for the Lucian lock-in as well.
I'm actually really surprised that Kha'Zix is being prioritized over Lee Sin. Again, this is patch 4.8, so Kha'Zix hasn't been hit with his nerfs yet, but I feel like 99% of any team in the international scene, be it China, NA, Korea, they will always value Lee Sin over Kha'Zix. In fact, Lee Sin will get banned a lot of the time, but neither of these two teams really want to touch him.
Yeah, I am kind of surprised about that. Now, Booping is definitely more of a Kha'Zix assassin-style jungler. However, I don't know I don't know why they would want to necessarily invest so much into just denying him his favorite pick and giving it to Chi-Chi. It is a bit odd, but then again, we'll see if it does pan out for them on the side of VG Gaming. They do have Thresh, of course, and Ziggs locked in now, so already we're going to see a very different style of play out of VG than we saw last time.
Already, we're going to see a very long game. Ziggs single the anti-siege machine. I feel like anytime that champion shows up, it's automatically saying this is going to be a 45-minute game, and you're going to enjoy it.
Oh, wow, the preemptive Caitlyn pick. This is like saying, I dare you to take Lucian.
But this also says that they may not go for a lane swap. I mean, Caitlyn is very good at pushing down towers, but it's typically not the fast push, sorry, Monty, that teams are going for these days with the double jungle. It's typically a slow push, kill all of that experience and that gold from that top laner to make sure these hyper carries like Kale don't get off the ground.
And it's a nice pickup, too, to be able to kite back. Now, it is a little odd because you also have Chi-Chi going to be on Kha'Zix, so They have like a lot of like they have some dive and they have some kite. I mean, we'll have to see how they flesh it out. They definitely wanted to pick up Thresh, but they aren't afraid of it being locked in right now because Braum is already picked. And there is your Lee Sin pickup. Buping going to be rocking that one, and Shishu now on Twisted Fate once again. Well, not once again, but we're seeing Twisted Fate once again. Excuse me.
We saw a really nice Twisted Fate earlier, but it was actually from, I believe, Vici Gaming's team. Wasn't it? I think it was Cherish on it.
I think you're right, actually. So, this time, this is going to be probably a little more even lane, just because Tong should be able to kite effectively against Shishu, and it's going to be all about dodging those skill shots. So cards and bombs are going to be flying left and right in that mid lane if they do the standard lanes, and Kilyu is actually going to be on Leona this time. And, well, we're going to see a top lane Rui on Rise.
And Rise is definitely a big comfort pick for Rui here. Has a great performance, a very strong AP top laner. I'd like the Leona pickup from Kilyu. Again, Vici Gaming has Tabe as a head coach between both teams. We saw great success with the previous Vici S when they decided to put 300 on the Leona, made a fantastic roam, so I expect to see the same from Kilyu here. In fact, in previous games, I've been really impressed with Kilyu's aggression and his ability, his mechanical abilities to hit skill shots. Played Nami in the last game that I watched, but I'm very excited to see this Leona.
And now they did lock in the Lucian, or they're waiting to lock in the Lucian at the very last second, just thinking it over, making sure it's the right decision. And if they do go for this, this is indicative of a definite 2v1 lane swap. They don't want to deal with a Caitlyn-Leona bot lane as Lucian and Braum. As strong and engaged as they have, much better at pushing towers, and they're going to let V instead deal with this in the bot lane. So expect that expect to see that one coming out.
And a big thing to note about Braum, I know he's still relatively new on a lot of servers, kind of quick counters that have come out for him already. Morgana had some issues with the Black Shield, but that got resolved in the most recent patch. Not sure if it still stands on the current patch that the Chinese players are playing on, but Leona is a big counter to Braum, a very nice answer. The fact that all of her abilities and skill shots, obviously his wall effectively does nothing against. Solar Flare can go behind that, obviously the Zenith Blade to get in there and get personal with things, so a really good response to that Braum pick.
Not to mention the Caitlyn as well. I mean, this is seriously a very kiting ADC and a very blocking support. So they don't want to let Braum anywhere near Caitlyn at all this game, and that's what they're going to intend to play it as. The Ziggs pickup also very nice. I like the way that they're playing this one out because it definitely gives kind of a level playing field in any of the lanes if they choose to do it. Other than the 2v1 though, I don't really expect any other shenanigans. Do you have any reason to think they might do anything else crazy, like initiate another 4v0?
I feel like this game is going to be much slower paced, and I feel like it's going to be very controlled. Lucian is very good.
All right, here we go. 20-minute Baron. Sorry.
20-minute Baron, go. Caitlyn, Ziggs, anytime they show up on a team, it's very much about the siege, very much about the towers. Lucian needs the snowball to be relevant. Caitlyn actually has the highest attack speed scaling of any of the AD carries, so technically speaking, late game, if Lucian and Caitlyn go entirely even, Caitlyn will do more damage. That said, Lucian, big snowball champion. If he gets a few kills, he can really get rolling and become a master powerhouse. But if they do the 2v, I don't know. I'm like really on the fence about the 2v2 lane swap if they're going to go through with it. Just because both lanes have great kill potential there. Like, yeah, Braum, Leona, that matchup's not necessarily in the most of his favor, but he's still very tanky and he's still very much a kill type support. And his synergy with Lucian, the fact that Lucian's passive can proc concussion blows so effectively. I don't know. I'm actually really curious to see how this will go. If so, it will give Kayle her 1v1 matchup. Won't have to spend time in the jungle. I'm trying to remember the other top lane. Oh, Rise.
Yeah, and that's why I think that's going to be a lane swap, because Rise into Kayle is not necessarily the greatest, but they're definitely going to have a much happier time with Caitlyn. And by the way, I'm just happy that it's not a Lucian Twitch matchup. You just see so much of it. It starts to get a little bit stale, and I like Master Mao rocking the Caitlyn pick. Much respect.
I'm actually really curious about this lane swap, because thinking about it, like, Kayle, Rise both ramp incredibly hard. Obviously, Kale's going to bully Rise, so it would be advantageous.
They're not starting it right now.
It looks like they're going for a traditional 2v2 again.
But this is line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
This is the 2-minute safety net, though. Remember, this is where nothing happens for 2 minutes, and then all hell breaks loose. You actually see a roam. Well, not quite yet, but nearly was going in the general direction of Master Mount towards that bush. But yeah, everything's starting out pretty standard right now. Kale actually hanging closer to the jungle, but Bu Ping up near the top. And, yep, they're pinging away from it. Bu Ping is pinging. I don't think that makes sense in any language but English.
It's fine. We'll roll with it.
We will roll with it. And here we go, starting the game off. So,
it's going to be a red buff start from Chi-Chi, though.
Yeah. Yep, and a blue buff start.
Bu Ping.
Yeah, blue buff start for Chi-Chi as. So it's
I'm so used to
fairly
seeing
standard.
Chi-Chi on Lee Sin, so this is like really throwing me for one. The fact that he first picked Kha'Zix, the priority.
I think it really was just a takeaway. So like both junglers kind of on like their opponent's favorite choice. So it'll be really interesting to see if we have some like kind of crazy counter jungling. Supercat having himself a little dance party in that bot lane. He keeps resetting his shield, but Love Letter wants nothing to do with it. He says, hey, we have to get to lane. Let's go. So no lane swaps. Very standard start off here. And I think this favors VGP.
Definitely with Caitlyn lane very strong. They are looking for something sneaky here. Oh, gonna get caught out, though.
Yep, focusing that bush. Oh, Master Mao does avoid the Q. There's an instant pilt over Peacemaker coming out there. And Love Letter trying to chase on and get the double tap onto Master Mao, but the superior range will really make life difficult for him in this lane, and this is definitely going to be a pretty slow start for both these teams. Master Mao actually getting a little bit more damage with the concussive blows, but they can't follow it up on Lucian. Love Letter is very scared of this lane.
Have to be very careful with Supercat's Braum. Braum does very decent damage early game. I'm actually really curious about how this mid lane's going to go. Twisted Fate, very susceptible to ganks, does have hard CC on his kit, but, you know, has to pull the right card, whereas Tong on that Zig is going to be a lot safer here, and you have a lot of aggressive early ganking junglers, so I feel like mid is going to be the big power play.
And there's exactly what you're looking for right there. Supercat getting completely denied by Killu as he gets the stun Q off. Love Letter trying to dash forward. They might have hit a power play here. Master Mao is still level 1, and they'll just chase him away just a bit. Killu still blocking out. Total bro support.
The strength here, though, is that Lucian is still a god when he gets room to burn all of his abilities in the lane. He can effectively 2v1. I mean, Caitlyn is quite a bit of a lane opponent, but Bu Ping actually sitting on a ward here in the mid lane.
Yeah, he doesn't know. He can't see the ward. He's blind, and he'll be backing away. Well, maybe not. He's still waiting. I think Tong wants to bait this one out.
He's actually blind. He can't see it.
No, he's literally on top of it. Nope. Kilyu's just trying to find a good angle to block out in the spot. But here comes Chi-Chi around the side, too, and they might be pushed too far forward. They're going to find Love Letter on the outside, jumping in. He's going to burn his flash, gets ignited for all his trouble, too. That's going to be first blood. Unfortunately goes to Kilyu, but I think they're still happy with that one.
Great response from Chi-Chi there, seeing and recognizing where Bu Ping was spending his time. Says, you know what, instead of doing the counter gank, I bet I could get some free kills bottom, especially with that Leona for the lockup. So fantastic read from the jungler. Doesn't happen after 4 minutes, so not the full 400 gold, but a nice 250 in the back pocket.
Yeah, I mean, they could have delayed it, but it really wouldn't have made too much of a difference anyway. So nicely done, played out on the side of VGP as they pick up the first kill of the game just before 4 minutes into it. Tong now pushing up his lane as well. Bu Ping going to try a little counter jungling while he's got a bit of time on his hands. Meanwhile, this top lane, trading very evenly, surprising. You'd think Rui would have a lot of trouble dealing with V's Kale.
Rui's being very conservative with his mana. Did start the Sapphire Crystal, does have the utility rise going on for him.
So
you are right. The fact that the Kale hasn't gotten the wave pushed into the tower to deny him more CS, I'm actually really surprised about that. Obviously,
Bu Ping's actually going to look for this dive.
Ooh, level.
Well, maybe not.
No, I think he's just taking white.
He's taking white camp, but like Kale's helping him out too. I don't know why. They're just going to roam together. They're going to do a late buddy system because they missed each other. So now they're going to head down and try and shut down Tong. But it's really hard to gank a Ziggs.
It's very hard to gank a Ziggs. Obviously, mid lane, the shortest lane, he does have the satchel available to him, and being really smart, he's playing to the side that he has vision. So he has that little ward and river, and he's like, you know what? This is my safe side. I'm going to stay over here. I'm not going to go anywhere near the darkness. And everyone's going to back off.
I'm taking notes next time I have to play mid lane.
That's a lot of time wasted, however, for Via.
Oh, Love Letter! He's going to get locked up, but Master Mao not quite in the area, actually going to preemptively throw out the 90 caliber net. This could be a mistake as now he has no escape and Kilyu going to have to block up all the shots, but they do turn around the damage here. Love Letter still pretty low on this one, and Kilyu tanking up everything, but they do disengage it nicely and go back to laning. Power play thwarted. Well done.
I really want to kind of go back to the fact that I kill you. Got the, excuse me, just kill you, not I kill you. I'm not making threats.
Excuse me.
I know, right?
Excuse you.
He did get the first blood, which obviously not much gold there. It's nice to have on Leona because give him early wards with Supercat. Make it the power play. Power play.
Oh, here comes Bu Ping around the side though. And he definitely, oh my goodness, they don't even need him right now. Master Mao's so low. He can look for the dive here. Bu Ping going to safeguard over to a minion instead of trying to land the Sonic Wave, and Master Mao's safe for the time being. Bit of a misplay out of Bu Ping.
Definitely right there, trying to find something happen, isn't being successful in really any of his endeavors in the jungle right now. But again, that first blood gives Kilyu and Master Mao the experience bonus. The level 6 rush from Leona is pretty terrifying. Not that Braum doesn't bring his own really nice ultimate, but if Kilyu and Master Mao play this correctly, level 4 now, as they come up into that level 6 and utilize the Solar Flare with another gank from Chi-Chi, I expect to see that dragon time around Leona's ultimate.
Yeah, I think that's definitely something that we're going to be looking forward to in that bot, and you'll expect as soon as those level 6s hit, there's going to be some kind of crazy engage. Now, Chi-Chi coming around the side for Jishu. Tong is looking for the chase too, but he kind of signals it by going a little far forward on that, and he's going to make it safe. Bu Ping now going to be being requested a little bit of help in that mid as well. Tong is going to be able to back away, though.
This could be an early dragon, however. Bu Ping does stop in front of the pit, not quite sure what he's doing because the camera guy really wants to... He's just standing. Because they did have vision on Zig's back right there, so they know that Tong isn't around, so there is a numbers advantage.
I think he's biding his time for his options. Do I go top? Do I go mid? Do I go bot? He's looking for an opening, and here he goes down to the bot side. There's a Destiny coming in as well. Jishu is here. They're going to find Kilyu on the outside. Master Mao's safe for the moment, but they're diving all the way to Kilyu. Can't quite pick him off. Unfortunately chose that target. The Ignite is still ticking. He survives, though. It was all for naught, and they nearly took down Bu Ping. A poor choice of targets, and Vici Gaming gets out by the skin of their teeth. Oh my goodness, big Inferno Bomb! It's gonna land, and it just misses Bu Ping. Oh, that was the most brilliant back from Bu Ping, because he just went outside of the tower hugging range, which is what everyone assumes you're gonna be at, and because Tong didn't have the vision of him.
Perfect spacing between the minion wave vision and the tower, so like you said, a great back. I never thought I would say that. Your backing position was so good, but I'm even going to give this to Kilyu. I've never seen someone, in the words of Rivington, I've never seen someone chug a pot so well.
That is probably one of the best quotes I've heard in a long time.
I literally think he got out of there with like 12 HP.
Yeah, no, he was so low on that one. You know what? You know what saved his life that time? Biscuit Mastery. That was really well done. I mean, the fact that the low kill score at an 8-minute game, and again, this is a very kill-heavy type of league. The meta is so roam and kill popular, and they're playing this very standard, safe game. It's really interesting to see both these teams performing at this level in this kind of different strategy. It's like they're daring each other to go for dives, but they're still surviving every time.
Definitely, the Chinese very good at playing kind of the reactionary game. And we did finally find out why Bu Ping was spending so much time in the river communicating with his mid laner to see if that Destiny would go down. Unfortunately, Gate was on a pretty short lane as he essentially gated right on the doorstep of their tower, so couldn't transition there, but, you know, not a complete waste of time.
Now, they probably could have focused Master Mao a little bit better. They were afraid he might get away thanks to the 90 caliber net, but Kilyu is a little tanky to deal with as well, and also has a little more shield proccing ability too, because it's got the Targon's Brace a little earlier, as opposed to you see Supercat trying to rush the Sightstone instead.
Bu Ping is waiting off in the wings, looking for a lane gang. Supercat is not level 6, so still level 5, no Braum ult available.
Ooh, missed the Q though too, and they're going to turn on to Kilyu. Master Mao has 6 now, and but the real story of this one, the real unsung story, is how dead this top lane has been. There's literally been no contest in a lane that, frankly, Rui should be losing. Well, he's backing now, but like seriously, that's the first time, and it's 9.5 minutes. This is really one of the safest games I think I've seen any Chinese teams play.
And again, we kind of predicted this in Champions, like the control of the picks that went out, the fact that it is Ryze and Kale, they just want to scale into late game. So both V and Rui are perfectly fine with just, you know what, gentlemen's agreement, let's not hit each other.
Bu Ping really is blind. He walked right over the pink ward. Well, you know, this is something that junglers do a lot, too. They have to be so focused on the map all the time that they can just walk right over a pink and not even notice it. But Bu Ping does get
Reddit. What are you talking about?
Yep.
he's not even playing League right now. Ooh, but
he's
Zenith
multitasking
Blade.
so hard, and here we go. Zenith Blade is landing a love letter, but they can't follow up with the kill. This is, however, going to be a nicely snuck dragon as they pulled out of the pit to avoid Chi-Chi being able to sneak in and steal it. He's still going to go for the attempt, though, or is he? He's looking for the timing he can get on it. I don't know if they'll be able to contest this. They will go in for the fight. The Mega Inferno Bomb's going to land, and they do not get the Zenith Blade off, so they do manage to get away there. Bu Ping hanging on the outside of the pit. He's going to try to back now. Kilyu looking for the chase onto Supercat. They will get the stun up. Ryze did teleport into the fight, so this is, of course, a big one. They're going to find Supercat on the ace in the hole. Master Mao picking the kill up on that one. So it is 1 kill in trade for Dragon, but Energy Pacemaker, they're okay with that.
They get a bit of a consolation prize there, but I definitely prefer the Dragon. I think Vici Gaming is pretty happy with themselves right now. It was just the support kill that got picked up. Vici Gaming trying to make the most of it, also going to attempt to shove as much EXP and gold into this tower here to deny Love Letter and Supercat more of that luscious experience. I said luscious.
That you know, that your day isn't complete unless you can say luscious at least once.
It's really early.
It's just really early. Well, it depends on where you are in the world, but it's pretty early for me as well. So, one thing that's really impressed me in this game is Jishu's ability to dodge these bouncing bombs. I mean, it's essential to go up against the Ziggs in lane, but he has done it just to a T, just orb walking around every chance he gets and narrowly avoiding it. Both these mid laners actually trading extremely well and keeping up with one another in farm. The level of play that these two teams are at is pretty incredible. It honestly, I think it does lend some credence to the idea that LSPL teams are better than LPL teams.
I know, I was pretty skeptical at first, but seeing Vici Gaming perform, and even Energy Pacemaker Hong Kong, I actually am starting to believe that hype. Both these LSPL teams, but Chi-Chi in a little bit of trouble.
Yep, Buping gonna get the kickoff, and actually forcing the flash as he was a little terrified of that when he gets the stealth out. Rui now turning onto Buping, though. This could be a kill for him, but he's gonna get the intervention now. V turning onto Rui, and now Tong is in the action. He does have a Mega Inferno Bomb in just a couple seconds. It is up now, not enough damage to be able to take down Buping, however. He will save it for just a little bit later, and nobody gets any kills in this one.
Both teams being very cheeky. Still an incredibly close game as we come closer to this 13-minute mark. 2-2-0 in favor of VG potential here. 16.3 to 16.9. This is literally a 500 gold game.
I feel like this game is going to be one of those really long powder kegs that just, it's so dead even until about 40 minutes, and then somebody throws it Baron and it explodes.
I think you're absolutely right. And we did say in Champions, like, you know, anytime you see a Ziggs, that's a 45-minute game, at least.
Yeah, easily. It's such a good anti-siege that you just can't do anything about it. Not only that, they have really good kite in a good number of their champions. They have Master Mao. They have Rui, who you don't really think of Ryze as like a very high-range mage. However, you don't want to get near him just because the Rune Prison is a very scary possibility to lock up and kill someone.
Exactly. And
speaking of kill someone...
Ultimate.
Yep, they've got Kill You, who he may not be 300, but he's playing a pretty mean Leona right now. So they're able to put some pressure onto this tower nonetheless. And I think over time, VGP is slowly gaining an edge in this, despite being down 500 gold thanks to that dragon picked up by Carry.
Look at the warding from Shisu there. He actually took his time to go around the lane and ward over that ledge. Obviously, mid for Kazakhs, that is a popular Kazakh skank spot. So I feel like he's really learning and really thinking about, you know, where does this guy want to kill me? Of course, Chi-Chi on the other side now, looking possibly for a dive.
Oh, speaking of dives, Kill You coming in, finding Supercat on the outside, but he's taking a lot more damage than he's dishing back out. Master Mao trying to deal the damage onto Love Letter. Oh my goodness, they completely miss on the Solar Flare. Master Mao goes down. There could be a teleport in for Twisted Fate, but they don't even need it as Love Letter and Supercat clean up this bot lane.
But meanwhile, in the top lane, that Destiny Gate actually went top, and it's going to be Rui that got killed as well. So, I mean, really...
GG, I'm terrible at mini-maps.
I know, right? Vici Gaming, the trade, the consolation prize, they do wander in and they pick up the enemy blue buff, however. Xiao says, that's completely fine, I'm just going to take yours. Meet you in mid lane. Has to be a little bit careful as his back
Oh my goodness,
teleports
Chi-Chi
there.
and Tong though, and yeah, here's, oh wow. Chi-Chi knew Shishu was there. No vision, completely guessed it, and then just shot a W out, narrowly avoided once again Jishu, the master of avoiding these skill shots. Pooping, finding himself another pink ward, but he doesn't care about that anymore. He finds Chi-Chi on the outside. He's got himself some double buffs too. He wants to refresh them, but he won't get them. Stealth comes out. Jishu tries to help the collapse out as well as V, but they don't quite get it. So far though, Carry doing pretty good on this one. That bot lane 2v2 really changed the dynamic of this game.
Effectively, Caitlyn was putting her auto attack straight into a Bromwell, which means 0 damage. I do want to talk about Chi-Chi and how he needs to lose some weight, because that is the third Kazakhs jump that I've seen him just faceplant into nowhere. Mega Inferno Bomb is going to come out just to clear that wave, make sure that
he's trying to exercise.
He's trying, but he's not getting off the ground. Is he white?
Mm-hmm.
Can he jump?
Whoa.
Oh yeah, we got a little racy there.
We go there at 6:30 a.m. It's when we get kind of loopy after casting for a while. This game, once again, could go easily to a third match in this one, but VG Gaming has to pick up the pace in this one. They have a lot of potential. See what I did there? But they don't have the energy right now. They need to find picks. They need to start shutting lanes down, and they just can't duel. The fact that they were able to kite so well was completely negated by Love Letter just picking up a double kill in that bot lane.
And yeah, with that double kill, it does put Love Letter effectively in the driver's seat for that lean. Gonna go ahead and freeze, so he's pretty much daring Vici Gaming to be forward, to be pushed, especially with the Destiny in the game, which is not where they want to be.
Mm-hmm. So far, so good for Energy Pacemaker carry. This bot lane, again, this is why you don't give Lucian and Braum to the same team. It's just too insane. You can lock up targets very easily. You have a massive tank. You have a great disengage. It's just too strong right now, and they're just, for whatever reason, they're not doing it. A lot of pro players, too, are just talking about, of the two of them, I mean, this is a lot of North American players especially, but even in the Chinese scene as well. Of the two of them, Twitch, yes, is very popular for sustain, but if you want to just duke it out with someone in the early to mid game, Lucian is unbelievably broken right now, and it's just so hard to deal with him. In fact, this is even before. I mean, this is still 4.8 patch too. Like, so even if changes do come through the pipe, it's going to be a while.
Yeah, definitely those BT changes should put Lucian a little bit in a spot, but the dragon is up, so expect to see the next point of contention. Rui get involved in that mid lane, that mid-tier tower barely hanging on. That's like a sliver of health.
He needs one auto attack to do it, but right now they're more focused on the dragon. Actually, no, they're not. They're coming up towards the mid lane. They want to fight for this one, so they'll secure the dragon after they get a chance to take a fight. Love Letter and Supercat Booping on the outside as well. Here is going to be probably the first 5v5 of the game, or maybe 5v4 as Rise is up in the top lane, free farming away. He does have teleport available, can come in on that ward in the pit, looking to contest this one. They'll clear out a ward in that brush, and now they're going to turn onto the dragon. Rui, he comes in, but this is a weird angle for him to be in. Mega Inferno Bomb going to land. All of a sudden, Energy Pacemaker carry not looking so hot. Love Letter going to get locked up, and they're going to turn right around for him. Chi-Chi getting focused down, but he still stays alive in this one. And all of a sudden, it's a 3 for none. Jishu and V on the runaway. It's going to be a dragon over in favor of VG Gaming potential.
That was a fantastic Mega Infernal Bomb right there. The AoE damage that came out of Rui and Ziggs was insane. Completely exploded Energy Pacemaker carries. They're trying to make something happen, but Kilyu is going to find
still on V. Oh my goodness, and they're chasing. Jishu wants to distract him. He does manage to get it out. Tong takes a lot of damage from those very deadly sharpened cards, but a dragon goes over to Vici nonetheless, and the gold lead swings in their favor as well as the kill lead. They're also able to put pressure on towers now. Every little thing that happens this game is turning the game on its head.
Exactly, Vici Gaming completely okay with that trade. They are going to take not one, not two, but 3 global objectives. The tower, or 2 towers and a dragon.
Yeah, big gold lead in their pocket, at least as far as this game is concerned. It's been just about 1.8, about almost 2,000 gold in the lead. They have to go back and spend that, of course, and most of the team will go back, except for Chi-Chi. He's just happy to prowl the jungle. V will answer that top turret with one of his own, but all the same, at this point, that was a pretty big upswing for Vici Gaming, and that's definitely going to be a confidence booster going into the mid-game.
Really, the only reason that Energy Pacemaker carries is still even close in gold is the CS lead in the top lane, 138 to 177, 40 CS for that KO there, but unfortunately, V couldn't get into that fight, couldn't utilize the intervention, and it really meant nothing.
Yeah, and it doesn't help the fact that they haven't really gotten anyone on their team any kills except for Lucian, really. Kale's got one. But at this point, you need to be able to start setting up picks for the rest of your carries. Jishu has just not been nearly as effective on this Twisted Fate as we've seen earlier in the day, whereas they're definitely trying to focus on getting Love Letter a little bit more farmed and kill heavy up. But when he gets melted down like that, there's nothing they can do.
Absolutely right, and now they're going to turn their sights on the last standing first-tier tower in the bot lane, just under half health. Love Letter will be able to make easy peasy of this. If he gets to that tower, we do have 3 members
Chi-Chi and Master Mao, though.
Yeah, VG Gaming kind of making their way down there. They're planning for the last stand on this tower.
Oh, and Mega Inferno Bomb's up for Tong again, too, if they go for this one. They're diving on it. Supercat, he's not sure if he wants it. Now he's sure if he wants it. Boo Ping's in the area. Supercat getting bursted down. There's the Mega Inferno Bomb. Gonna land. Solar Flare's gonna combo it up. Twisted Fate's coming in. I don't think they can really take this fight, though. This tower is going to survive, and Energy Pacemaker carry gonna disengage this one, but not quite yet. Tong is ready to fight. He's not quite in range. Supercat is low. Twisted Fate's going to throw a few more cards out. Flash forward for Tong. Oh my goodness, Supercat nearly goes down, but he lives. They're still chasing for this one. Chi-Chi getting locked up. They're trying to chase onto it. Love Letter being completely helped by the rest of his team as he stays very healthy in this one. V now comes into the fight to try and turn this one around. Interventions onto himself, perhaps a bit early. They're going to dive forward. Booping, Supercat very low. So is Kilyu, though. Somehow everyone survives. This is a crazy fight with no deaths so far, no fatalities, and they're still engaging this one so ballsy right now. Both these teams.
Huge teleport from V. Unfortunately, couldn't make anything happen. I think you are right. He used his intervention a little bit prematurely. Such an extended fight. Even Rui got involved in the back half, and Rui didn't even use his teleport to get there. He literally walked. I think my favorite part of that was watching Rui pop his ultimate, so he got the movement speed into the lane, but unfortunately couldn't find anyone there. That could have gone so wrong so many ways, but so much expended by VG potential there to just save the first tier bot tower. I think that was, what, every single ultimate and 2 teleports?
This is like watching two like really well-matched boxers that just keep throwing hooks at each other. And like you'll see a black eye here and there, but then they both just like keep standing. It's such an even matchup. This is probably the most balanced game we've seen all day, actually, as VGP and EP.C continue to trade blows in all of these lanes, everywhere they can find a match, and just the low kill count is just a testament to how high a level this is being played at.
I know, it is a low kill count, but not for lack of fighting. These teams have definitely kind of been at each other's throats. Maybe not as much as we've seen in previous sets and previous games, but I feel like they're constantly running into each other and everyone escaping with literally 12 HP.
The thing about this is, though, because the kills are low this time and they're still not able to take out all the towers, this means that Dragon and Baron is that much more important for finishing these games off. So I would expect the real bloodbath to start up the next time Dragon comes up, which is going to be in about 1:45. The Baron could start to be an objective, but both these teams a little bit too low in level to really think about contesting that before maybe 30 minutes. Even so, this is China, this is the region of the Baron.
And you're definitely right, kind of speaking about the fact that they haven't really gotten a lot of that kill gold, a lot of that objective gold into their pockets. Normally, teams have a very open map and a lot of kills at this point in the game, so they're a little bit more superficially fed, get a bit more of a power footing onto that mid-game bonus. But this time around, relatively weak in their items, a little bit slower coming out in their builds.
Dead even in farm, too, with the exception of the top lane, as Rui has had to roam quite a lot. Not to mention, Ryze can't really be expected to farm quite as well as a Kayle. Kayle not building the Hurricane? Yeah, no, this is every inch they want to do it right now. And actually, so far, Vici Gaming doing a better job at warding up the side of the map that is really more important right now, the river with the Barons and the Dragon side. However, it is being answered back nicely by Energy Pacemaker. They just are giving ground little by little by little, and I can't help but thinking just somewhere in the back of my head right now that Vici Gaming definitely has the better attrition strategy.
I definitely agree with that, but we are coming up into the 25-second countdown for this Dragon. Vici Gaming, like you said, have their wards. They've been getting little by little, are looking for the advantage here, definitely pushing up that wave in the bottom lane to draw pressure and make sure that Energy Pacemaker carries has to respond to it instead of the Dragon that is surely coming. It is warded, however. They missed that one ward in the middle of the river on the pit. So when this Dragon spawns in 3 seconds, Energy Pacemaker carries do have vision on it.
But Ziggs is doing his best job to kite this one out as Booping and Supercat try to get an angle that they can engage on. V now coming through the side. This Dragon could be bursted down before they even get a chance to respond, and it looks like EP.C is just going to give this one up.
Unfortunately, with another pink ward down, that is going to be a blind Dragon into VG Potential's pocket there. Really unfortunate for Energy Pacemaker. I feel like they grouped there, they were ready to fight it, they made sure that they were in position, and lost it to a pink ward.
That's I believe that's 2-1. So Energy Pacemaker got the first Dragon of the game, but it wasn't worth quite as much gold, and then the rest of them gone. Yeah, VG is just they've just done a better job of controlling the bot side of the map. They still kept their tower alive. I mean, it's kind of on life support at this point, but they've been able to keep that one going. They have their mid lane first tier still up. The only lane that was won by Energy Pacemaker carried this game was that top lane, and frankly, that's the one that you're really expected to win. A Kayle into a Ryze, absolutely.
Definitely. So it's just about if that Kale's able.
Oh, Chi-Chi's gonna find Booping. Whoa, you cannot be face checking those bushes. And well, we see who's the scarier jungler this game.
I don't think he realizes just how much control over this map that VG Potential have.
Oh my goodness, that is huge. The Mega Inferno Bomb gonna land, take down Booping as Tong picks himself up a kill in the game. Now Supercat being chased on by Chi-Chi, who had a reset, spent it on a dodge, or on a jump, but. Yeah, you're right. He's looking a little bit heavy in the air.
That was not a champion. That was a race car. Did you see how fast he got off that line?
Yep. Big explosions coming out all the time. And whoa! Chi-Chi getting answered right on back by V, who just blows him up. So answered the revenge kill right there. And here comes Love Letter in for the engage. Twisted Fate going to come in, gets the gold card out. Chong is really low. Down he goes, and now V getting locked up by the Rune Prison. But Rui realizes he can't defend this tower in a big power play for Energy Pacemaker carry. They should be able to shove down this mid lane.
They're definitely going to take this mid tower, which is the objective that they needed. I really like Shisu's Destiny right there. I don't know if you saw that. He effectively used the gate to negate the flash from Ziggs. That's literally what it was. He moved maybe 2 inches on screen, but it was entirely just utilizing Destiny as a flash because his own flash is down. Excuse me, he flashed after the gold card came.
Yeah, he took a couple seconds to line it up and then popped it out. Now, in all of that mayhem and craziness, Killu did manage to push down the top tier first. The first top tower. I'm trying to figure my English, but it is very early once again. We're getting a little loopy from all this casting and all this craziness. But so every time that an objective gets taken on one side, it gets answered back. Now, that was definitely a power move for Energy Pacemaker. However, look at the gold lead. Dead even. 26 and a half minutes into this game. This is where the teams start to look for Baron. This is where something crazy is going to start happening, and this is where something has to give. Both these teams have played it out so well, but the longer the game goes, the higher the stakes every team fight becomes.
And you're exactly right. The last 2 times these teams faced in LSPL, not the Demacia Cup, it actually split even. So this game obviously has to have a winner. Energy Pacemaker carries with the match point. So if they win here, they go on. But this looks like it might go to game 3. Like you said, completely dead even. VG potential. Looks like a completely different team this time. Slowed down the game, getting everyone involved. Coming up on this 30-minute mark, Baron is in play. But I feel like you said countless times, this is going to come down to a Baron throw. Things are too close. Team fights can go either way.
Well, we've seen teams picking up new coaches doing pretty fantastically with week over weeks. You saw that in the LCS with Loco Doco onto Team Solo Mid. And, well, I don't know. Tabe making a pretty big statement for his new teams as well.
Definitely on the turnaround from game to game. VGP looking to clean up their act.
Yep, the ward wars are going to start up right now as Supercat pops one into a brush, but that does have a pink ward in it, so it is quite ill-fated. So far, VGP is really doing a better job at out-pink warding, but this, again, you were talking about this earlier, this doesn't look like China. There are so many vision wards in all of these brushes and all of the river.
The vision is also so much more effective. The teams here are being so much smarter about where they're placing wards. I mean, think about that intuitive Morgana Tormented Soil last game. If that was LPL, they would have face-checked into that. Colin coming across now to clear out this push as VGP looks at that top 2 tower. Aren't going to find it. Might wait around for an attrition and try round 2, but looks like they might just back off, look for something else. Ooh,
nope,
Destiny.
Rui wanted to clear a ward out, but there's the Destiny. Shishu going to teleport into him, and it looks like they've caught Rise Up, but this is going to be a very bloody fight. Rui has nowhere to go. He will go down. Shishu actually going to Zanya's Hourglass and forcing Master Mao to back away, but that does give enough time for the Mega Inferno Bomb to come in. So far, it's a 1 for none, and it looks like Energy Pacemaker is going to get away in the confusion.
And the carries are immediately going into mid and trying to get a push going. They have a numbers advantage. VGP is trying to back to get in position to defend their inhibitor tower. I believe that they're going to get there in time. Tong is still available, so that Zig's clear. Yep, they're going to back up. So you know what? Ziggs is just going to cancel this out. Let's not waste our time. Let's look at the jungle.
They're going to go for the Baron.
Take all the resources. Ooh.
This is it. 29 minutes. They're spending a lot of sweepers to try and clear these wards away, popping themselves down a pink ward. They have a lot of damage output here, but is it going to be enough to take down this Baron? I don't know. Looks like the rest of VGP is closing in, and they get cold feet. Energy Pacemaker backs away.
That is the correct decision. Rui had just spawned, had the teleport available. That could have turned out very bad for EP.C.
Yeah, they are definitely reacting a lot quicker to Baron turnarounds than they have been in the past. And again, this is a bit early for a Baron. Oop, Ace in the hole going to zone Love Letter away.
Look at that
early for a Baron in any other region.
That cheeky Zenith Blade to sick the red buff on him to force him to walk through that ward to allow the Ace in the hole.
That is one of those nice little tricks that you can pull off to give away your opponent's position just a little bit. It was nicely done. And here comes a bit of Baron bait, but Baron is not very happy. This is his house, and he has way too many guests right now. Tong going to take more than half his health and damage. A mistake by VG Gaming, and they have to give up some ground for this now.
I wonder who aggroed the Baron. Tong is not liking them right now.
Yeah, guys, I gotta go. I'll be back once I visit my doctor to get this patched up. This is actually going to give a Dragon opportunity over to Energy Pacemaker. They're going to be able to two-man this, and it's pretty later on in the game. So an error, unforced error results in a bit of a gain right now for Energy Pacemaker.
And they did walk through a pink ward, so they knew it was happening. Did he just Destiny to... He did.
Speaking of cheeky maneuvers, he is
Destiny's
getting pretty
to
low
blue buff.
against this blue buff, actually, though. This is the real battle. Blue buff versus Jishu.
Well, on the bright
Jishu
side,
wins.
with that blue buff, he's going to pick up the CDR to get that Destiny back even more effectively,
You
quickly.
spend Destiny to get your Destiny back quicker. That is next level.
You don't even know the skill of this Twisted Fate. Actually, this Twisted Fate doing a fantastic job so far. 003, but, you know, hasn't died. I feel like his gates have been pretty nice, pretty on point. 6-6 evened up in this game. Such a low kill game. That's effectively 50% kill participation.
Yeah. Now, unlike the other Twisted Fate that we saw earlier in the day, this is definitely more... Jishu plays way more of a supporting style. He wants to help his team out, get into position and like maybe zone a little bit. He's not really one to take a lot of kills for himself, which is you know, very unlike your more playmaky carries and mid laners. Like you look at V, he's definitely going to be the one who wants to get in the front and push down things. But he's also got running the Hurricane build too, so he's got to be the front line of tower pushing as well.
Well, with that Hourglass, they're effectively using Shisu as the hard engage. You have the Solar Flare on the other side, but on his side, you have the Twisted Fate gate into a yellow card into an Hourglass.
You know, and speaking of hard engage, you know what I have not seen this entire game? I don't think I've seen one Braum ultimate out of Supercat.
He's done it a few times, hasn't hit too many priority targets, but you are right, his Braum not showing as nearly as well as Killyu's Braum did last game. Unfortunately, VGP did not turn that game around, but not for lack of Braum ults.
Yeah, definitely not for lack of that, but they weren't hitting as many people as they needed. They weren't able to lock this one up. But yeah, again, this all comes back to a new champion. It's something that people had to figure out, and clearly Supercat not as comfortable on it as Killiu has been. However, still providing a big tanky front line, and they've been able to work around this. They have Jishu now for the bigger engagement as well. So, you know, while he's not the super effective Braum, he's still providing quite a lot of cover for the rest of his team. And now the ward wars continue as they clear things out left and right through the jungle. V is going to be able to swipe that one away, and now the Baron Pit mostly controlled right now by Energy Pacemaker.
And whereas this is a low-kill game, so not very China-esque in that sense, this Baron dance over the ward definitely is. We talked about how anytime Six is in a game, this is automatically a 45-minute game with his anti-siege, but this Baron dance is getting pretty real. I wish I had a little button on my desk, and anytime the champions walked into the Baron Pit, I would hit the button and just time how long they take and how much time they waste walking around in these brushes.
Yeah, but if you make your opponents waste the same amount of time, you win.
5,000 gold has been wasted in pink wards just trying to repeatedly clear and unclear this Baron Pit. This is probably the third round of pink wards? It's like buying shots.
Yeah, well, even the regular ones are going to give a little bit of gold over too. It's kind of like giving all the wards away. See, look at that, another 15 gold there. This is like saying, here, have a little present. We're gonna donate. It's like when you dare your friend to like be more charitable, or you want to be more charitable than your friend. So they're just kind of like throwing out a lot of wards left and right here, but definitely superior vision control from EP.C right now.
Low kill game, but look at the amount of gold that's in the bank right now for 33 minutes. That's
They're
literally
to start this one.
Ooh.
That's a really early Mega Inferno bomb, but they're using it as an engagement tool to force them off the Baron. Jishu looking to come around the side. He has Destiny available, so if he wants to go in on this one, gonna gather the vision on the rest of the team. But Vici gonna wrestle some vision control back, and I don't even know what round it is. This is like a WWE match. There's like 8 or 9 rounds of Ward Wars going on.
So they effectively trade the 2 mid ultimates. Obviously, that Destiny being used just to grab vision to make his team a little bit safer. The Mega Inferno bomb to grant vision as well, and Tong taking all of the culling, takes him about 25% HP, and with that they may look back towards this Baron.
Yeah, it's becoming that point where the damage is high enough where they can burst it down quicker than the rest of the team can get there. And because they forced Tong to back, he doesn't have an ult to spend either. He can't get involved in this fight. They're going to try and contest this anyways, but Supercat hanging around the outside, they should be able to stop. There's the Braum ult we were looking for. He's going to use it just to delay, just a little bit. Baron's going to go down. Fight's going to start. This is a 5v4 though, and Killiu, he gets exploded before he gets a chance to do a thing, and the rest of VG Gaming scatter.
They're still in the chase here. Chi-Chi is going to make it out with his life, but huge moves from Energy Pacemaker carries right there to force that Baron. A fantastic calling from Love Letter. gonna give that Baron entirely to Lucian. I know he didn't smite at Buping, of course, found the smite there, but that culling effectively sending Tong back was what put them in the driver's seat here. Now looking at this mid inhib tower.
Now we talked about the powder keg waiting to explode, and it looks like it was about the 35-minute mark when the first Baron finally goes down. That's another strange thing to say when you're talking about China, definitely, but the jungle being run right now by Energy Pacemaker Carry, and Vici Gaming on the back foot has to find an answer for this.
Fortunately for them, they do still have Ziggs in that back pocket there. 1, 1, and 4 doesn't have his blue buff right now, but is still definitely a threat for any sort of siege. So I expect to see Energy Pacemaker carries look to V here for a split push. He does have the Hurricane available on him. He does have his teleport up. I feel like they need to play the 4-1 split to effectively make the counter use of that Ziggs.
It's funny how like some of the top lane strategies kind of come full circle. They used to be sort of like you pick those top laners that if you either one lane hard and then just carried in the front line, or you got behind and split push. Now you win lane hard and then you split push.
And he's definitely in that top lane all by himself.
Yeah, he's going to get a lot more farm too, and all said and done. And he's got a pretty scary build on this kill. He's going to be able to shove it down so quickly thanks to that Runan's Hurricane. Actually going to back up now as they want to try and force an engage out of Vici Gaming. But Vici not looking to bite on this bait.
Can we talk about VCS right now? This is a Kale at 36 minutes. He almost has perfect CS. Like, he's literally getting 10 CS like every 10 seconds. Look at that. 358. If he had, as we come up into like the 36-minute mark, if he had 360 going on to 370, he'd be pretty much on point.
Yeah, he should be able to sell that Doran's Blade as well and pick up something else a little bit more useful. And just a minute, almost nearly sitting on a full build at this point. Everybody but Twisted Fate is actually getting pretty close to a full build. And speaking of Twisted Fate, going to do another cheeky teleport in. He's so confident in his cooldown reduction that he just spends it whenever he needs to. And look at that, Super Cat going to block out with the Unbreakable. Ace in the hole doing absolutely nothing, and Master Mao has been pretty shut down as far as these fights go. This is why Braum is another good pick against Caitlyn.
Shishu also utilizing the gate vision there to allow V to take that tower pretty much uncontested, knowing that he was perfectly safe to push that far forward up in that top lane. Now, looking at the bottom inhibitor, VGP has to be very careful right now. The dive potential with Braum is pretty unreal.
Yeah, they've been spending a lot of resources in trying to pull this distraction game. It's worked out pretty well, and now that they've pulled Ryze up to the top, Rui should be able to maybe try and push V off. However, V gets into a one-on-one situation when they try to attack each other. This is going to be definitely going in the Kayle favor, and they're going to be able to dish out a lot of damage on this tower, just waiting for wave after wave after wave. Love Letter has a calling to spend. As soon as a wave comes up, he should be using that and clear it away. Here it comes right now. Let's see what they end up doing. Looks like they're just going to clear away with some cards right now. This is going to be a really explosive fight once the tower goes down, though.
Rui actually might consider making his way over there. Nope. He's going to go ahead and get control of that wave quick enough. Start creating pressure now in that mid lane.
And the anti-siege is actually working pretty well in the bot lane, but then again, you have to give Tong the credit he deserves for making this happen. Love Letter getting a little impatient, taking a tower shot or two, but he's pretty okay with that one. And now, Kayle trying to solo onto Ryze, but Rui has none of that, and he says, get off of my tower. They forced the back away here, and this might be the time that Energy Pacemaker realizes, well, we can't really push this down just yet. They are making a pretty big effort onto the second-tier bot turret, though. They really want it, but they have to wonder, where is Rui right now?
They need to be really careful. Exactly. V losing that much health in the 1v1 with Rui allows Rui to consider making some plays, forcing a numbers advantage. The calling is coming across from Love Letter, though.
Yeah, but then fortunately, they didn't get the tower just yet. They will get it now. There we go. So they forced him to back away at the very least. It did definitely get it down. So another tower falls in favor of Energy Pacemaker Carry that doubles the tower score in the game 6-3. So this, once again, map is wide open, but there's still room for error. Baron buff just wore off.
And another gate into that mid lane, so really utilizing their teleports and trying to play the map pressure game, which we don't necessarily see a lot from China. So I'm so excited. I keep saying this. I literally feel like the meta is changing before my eyes. I'm so pleased with these LSPL teams really living up to the hype. Everyone says, you know, there's better competition in LSPL. LPL doesn't have the better teams. Vici Gaming, of course, one of those big names that keeps getting thrown around. Not the Vici Gaming that people were talking about of previous, but got their roster split up, shook up, and good things from both sides.
Mm-hmm. It really, really well done, to be honest, by Energy Base Maker Carry to control this map so thoroughly, and all of it comes off of that one Baron that they were able to pick up. It is amazing. This is the reason I think that China loves Baron so much. It's that they just managed to do so much with it. You see a lot of professional teams and challenger level teams in a lot of other regions. They get Baron and they kind of just sit back and they use it as sort of like Gatorade. It's they sit back and sip on it a little while and wait for it to run out and just kind of scare their opponents. No, China's like, okay, we got Baron, we can just go hog on this one.
Definitely, and now making the Baron dance again, although I think their timer might be a little upset because it's still 120 out. Obviously, if they get a pick within the next 40 seconds would spell bad news bears for VGP here. Might force the team to face check at Booping very far forward.
Oh, kill you. He says, I don't want any of that. Nearly gets hit up by a couple of skill shots. He dodges away just in time. That's those mobility boots kicking in.
The nice thing for VGP is they have a lot of pushes in the side lanes. Look at those big minion waves building up. EP.C does have to respond to those, otherwise they will not push in their favor. Might create an opportunity for at least VGP to get into that Baron pit and clear out a lot of those pink wards.
Mm-hmm. So far, so good, though. And once again, Baron's going to be up in about a minute. Dragon up in a minute and a half. And they're looking for the angle where they can take it. This is definitely going to be another thing that EP Carries wants very badly. But at this point, it's so close to contest. They're up a lot of gold, yes. 10,000 is a pretty massive lead. But once we've got up to
this game.
Yeah, once we've got up to like full item builds, though, it starts to matter a lot less. And this is the point in the game where you start seeing like maybe blue trinkets being picked up instead of the Ward Wars, but they are really intent on continuing them. This is kind of like Star Wars Episode 7. They just kind of want to keep it going.
China is so much about vision denial. The amount of gold into pinks, the amount of sweepers, the amount of oracles. Look at that. Literally one warding trinket on either side for both teams.
That's just the 80 carries, too.
Making sure they don't face check into something pretty awful.
Mm-hmm. Actually, this is going to be a sneak Baron right now. Vici Gaming. Oh, they're afraid to do it, though. There's no vision in this pit. They could start it right now, but they've got precious little time. This is going to be traded maybe for an inhibitor tower. It looks like the rest of Energy Pacemaker Carries is just shoving down the mid. This Baron's going to fall really quickly. For Vici, it's not being contested at all, and they have to rush to get back and save their base, though.
The pings went down, so they realized that the Baron went out, sending Supercat over there, obviously, to get the vision.
He's going to teleport in. Oh my goodness, Jishu nearly goes down. Mega Inferno Bomb going to come in. He's going to be able to Zanya's Hourglass, even though he was on the outside of it. Rui's going to go down, but this is a pretty big fight. Solar Flare going to land. Jishu not going to be able to get in the fight right now as he's extremely low. Getting locked up. The Braum ultimate comes out. Supercat now being chased on. Tong dealing so much damage with the bombs. Supercat going to go down to a headshot. Master Mount picks him up, and this is going crazy right now. They have traded 1-for-1. Top lane for support, and Vici Gaming, although they're battered and bruised, they're chasing away Energy Pacemaker. Didn't even get the inhibitor tower, and this could be a free dragon for them.
EP.C made a gamble and got burned with it on map pressure. An amazing teleport from Rui and an even better Mega Inferno Bomb from Tong in the mid lane to completely shut down the trade of the inhib tower for the Baron. They lose everything in that. The tower, they lost the ability to get the inhib tower, they lost the Baron, and they just lost that dragon. VGP now back in control, still down in gold, but a fantastic showing from them.
Just amazed at how quick these comebacks can come and go. Every single play in this game has turned on a dime, and congratulations, and it was so well played to VG. Potential to just realize, oh my goodness, they're shoving down mid. They're not calling our Baron bluff. We need to, or they are calling our Baron bluff. We need to just take this. So they pick it off really quickly. It's amazing how much damage they were able to put out at that, but 43 minutes into the game, this is the longest game we have had of the night, and it looks like VG Gaming is looking for a good comeback this time.
It looks like we might be going to game 3 here. Looked pretty grim there for VGP for a while with EP.C in the lead, but with that Baron swing of power, I mean, we talked about it late game. Caitlyn and Lucian are going to stand effectively toe-to-toe. Love Letter has been doing a fantastic job utilizing his ultimate to force map pressure objectives, utilizing the Colin to clear waves and to force people off of towers. But these headshots from Master Mao, 3-1-1.
Mm-hmm. Well, they waited till Supercat had actually spent the rest of his Unbreakable and then just shot him down. But they could have had a little bit more, but they chased the juicier Fruited Dragon. Look at how quick they're able to siege these towers down, though. This is the issue. Energy Pacemaker has been relying so long on the fact that they just have better siege potential and had map pressure and a lead. That's just not the case anymore. With Baron buff, they're afraid to engage on VGP, and VGP has so much damage on their side that they can take these things down without any repercussions.
So many damage threats. And I mean, it's effectively the Ziggs Caitlyn push versus the Lucian Twisted Fate push. And I feel like Ziggs gives anyone the advantage there.
I mean, he's Siege and Anti-Siege in one package. The biggest weakness right now is the fact that Kha'Zix is only sitting on 4 items, but he's kind of... Chi-Chi has sort of not been as effective this game. Oh, here's another power play. They're rushing it down with Supercat at the front for Energy Pacemaker carries. This was a really good idea to back as they had a lot of towers to push through and an inhibitor to save, but Ziggs is already on the action. The teleport actually coming in to the back line there. They're looking for the fight. They burst down Tong before the rest of his team can even get there. And a nice power play by Carry, but they have to be careful not to go down in this one. They are taking down the inhibitor in the mid lane, so first inhibitor of the game will actually fall in favor of Energy Pacemaker carries. They make a nice rush on that one, and they even get Tong for their troubles, but they did invest quite a lot into it.
That was a fantastic gate from Twisted Fate right there to actually teleport behind the tower and make sure that Ziggs could not get in position to stop that there. Completely forced it. I mean, this is a Baroned up team, and EP.C just completely outplayed them with the Twisted Fate ultimate. Fantastic.
Yeah, now they get a little bit more map control back. They're completely forsaking the second-tier top tower for the time being, but there's only a few minions on it, looking to turn around on the bot side to try and take out yet another inhibitor. They're focusing the attention on this bot lane, while the mid lane is going to start spawning super minions any moment, but VGP has to take something here. A lot of Caitlyn traps trying to block it away. Master Mao actually takes a lot of culling shots, but here's the late game. You see Love Letter not nearly as effective, despite the fact that he's been a little bit better most of this game than his counterpart. Master Mao starting to scale pretty far ahead, but they have to find an answer for this one.
They need to be really careful here. They're still playing with a Baroned up team. Yes, they don't have Tong in position right now, but he is spawned back up into the lane. Yeah, they're going to go ahead and back. I was going to say, there's really nothing there for them to siege anymore. Actually,
there's no objectives on the map
off.
anymore. Yep.
Okay, so...
well, it's 4-minute Baron buff? Yeah.
4 minute, yeah.
Yeah, I think that was... No, it's still... I can't even tell, actually. No, it's still...
Sometimes it gets bugged in China, and so occasionally, like, the Baron will spawn and you won't see it, or the Baron buff will be on them indefinitely, or it won't show up at all. So it's very kind of weird with these patches. But pro tip, the Baron buff lands 4 minutes in each corner in that little Baron square. When you click on someone and look at the Baron buff, count for 1 minute. So you can actually tell if you don't get the timer when the Baron spawned, or when the Baron was taken by judging the time from which corner it's ticking in.
I love your How to Get to Diamond lessons, Frosk.
How to Get to Diamond with Frosk.
That needs to be your next new show.
I'll make it Monday nights.
Ooh, that'll be pretty good. Okay, so Jishu going to pick himself up a blue buff once again, but again, this is maxed out item territory. Everybody's getting up to pretty much picking up their last item right now. You see Lucian completing his build, got the Yomu's Ghost, but a little bit late in the game, but it's still fairly effective. The issue with this side of Energy Pacemaker carry, and what we're seeing in their continued siege, is that they don't have as much late game. They have Kayle, but Kayle has gone the Hurricane build, which sacrifices a lot of the explosive AP power in terms of more in trading up for more of a siege potential. Whereas Lee Sin is falling off, Lucian is falling off. Braum is still pretty effective, but he's really just a giant meat shield, and they're going to lean so heavily on Jishu, and he has not found a kill this game in all this time.
I feel like you're exactly right. VGP definitely has the better composition for the late game. Despite there being a Kayle in the game, unfortunately, V hasn't really found a massive impact. It's mostly been this Twisted Fate making amazing calls as far as map pressure. So it looks like V is going to play the game again, doing the 4-1 split, sending that Kayle down to the bottom, utilizing the Hurricane, trying to get these super minions into the mid-tier tower. I expect they'll create a huge wave here. Baron is going to spawn in 40 seconds. Oh, actually...
Yep,
VGP
here they go.
Looking for a team fight.
Yep, V coming around to help the team out as well. And Buping, he's going to take a big shot to the head, but he's got quite a lot of armor. Jishu coming around the side. Master Mao going to get locked up, but he avoids most of the damage. And there's your hard initiate. Oh, he comes out of the Zhonya's just in time to have the bomb land on his head. Kilyu comes in, but only ends up sacrificing. And it's a 5v4 right now. And EP.C pushing on the Nexus. Chi-Chi going to get locked up. They cannot defend this, but they can't really siege it up either on the side of EP.C. I think they're going to back out, wait for the Baron to spawn. It's up in 3 seconds. They're rushing straight for it.
You're exactly right. They tried to put as many people as they could into the ground. We're looking for a possible kill to get a numbers advantage. Unfortunately, didn't find it. Did get the super minions into the base, but the wave clear potential between Tong Ziggs right now is just too insurmountable to overcome. The Baron has spawned, and it's actually VGP who's going to get there first as a team.
Yeah, I'm surprised they backed really quickly. I mean, with how fast people are able to burst these things down, I guess at this point, EP.C doesn't quite have the damage output. The real issue is that Kayle's still sitting on that Hurricane, which It hasn't panned out as well as they'd like. Yes, she's able to split push, but they really need more damage right now. And here comes V trying to make something happen. Oh my goodness, they blow up Tong. V coming in there, pops his Zanya's hourglass to stay alive. Rui takes the bait, bites it hard, and they get a clean ace. And this is going to be game over. The death timers are 70 seconds. GG, and it almost looked like it was going to be a game number 3, but Energy Pacemaker Carries is going to clean this one up.
And he heard you talking about his damage, and he just ran in and just blew people up. Sick damage coming out of that 8-0 and 3 KO from V. I'm going to give this
game.
entirely to the map pressure that EP.C created. Those were fantastic gates, even better teleports. MVP for me is going to go to that Twisted Fate. That was amazing.
I think so too, and we talked about the last time Twisted Fate being the MVP, but very different reasons. He was such a utility carry this time, allowed a lot of setups for V. He was the focus of a lot. He was this surrogate hard initiate. They didn't really need Braum even. In fact, they probably could have played a completely squishy support and really gotten the same effect out of this one. Not to take anything away from Supercat at all, but it was a pretty awesome engagement tool. And even if he didn't get a single kill to himself, he kind of played it very much like a supporting mid lane, and it worked out really well. It made some good plays, really resulted in lots of kills, and well, Energy Pacemaker Carry going to be having a team, or Energy Pacemaker going to be having a team moving on to the next round. So Vici and EP both have one team making it on to the next round of the Demacia Cup. Best of threes are done for today, and well, Frost, you want to close this one out for us?
And he's exactly right. That was the end of the Demacia Cup for this Monday. Again, every single Monday we will be covering the Demacia Cup. It is 2 set of games, 2 best of 3s. I don't have the roster in front of me, so I can't quite check the bracket of who's playing next, but a lot of LSPL teams, a lot of LPL teams, in fact 28 teams playing for a massive prize pool, so very exciting to see these teams kind of mix between the regions here. I am Frostgren, and joined with me was actually my special guest, not Nero, but Pyrotechnics.
Thank you very much for having me. It was very much a pleasure. And guys, remember, keep checking back on Games in Asia. It is twitch.tv/Games in Asia for all of your Chinese League of Legends, and of course, GamesInAsia.com for all your information.
And with that, I'm Lil Frostgren, he's Pyrotechnics, and we'll be signing out. Have a great rest of your day.
GG and good night, or good morning, depending on where you are.
As close to the game as we can be, we're going to try to hit that. One of the difficult things is, as artists, we can't take what happens in the game and interpret it completely literally. Garen's a perfect example. If Garen was just spinning around the CG the whole time, we would have what feels like a cartoon. We saw the cut of the Garen scene, it didn't have the spin. Garen is not Garen if there's no spin, so how can we make a spin? That's not like a literal interpretation.